Hello, and welcome to another episode of Ask an Assistant, the podcast for executive assistants and the people that love us. I'm your host, Jess Lindgren. Let's get to work. Today's question comes from Esteemed Colleague Laura, who wrote in via askanassistant.com. Laura says, "Hi, Jess. I work in an office where people lose their computer adapters all the time. They come to my desk and just say, 'Hey, Laura, I need a new adapter.' We have Ethernet adapters, power cables for their laptops, and all kinds of different adapters, probably at least 10 different things they could be asking for, and they get so frustrated when I can't read their minds and give them the exact same thing that they asked for. Can you relate?" Laura, yes, unfortunately, I can relate. The last in-office role I had as an office manager, I was responsible for giving employees similar cables. We had, if memory serves, HDMI cables and adapters, DVI and VGA adapters, VGA rather, I feel like that just kind of swung right together. DVI and VGA adapters. Thunderbolt cables, Ethernet adapters, power cables for MacBooks Pro and Air, at least a few more that I'm forgetting. Thankfully, this was 2014. Things have changed a little bit in the last 11 years. Technology has streamlined, and we've gotten through the hump of switching from USB to USB-C. So things have improved, and hopefully the array of cables that one needs to have at the ready has steadily decreased over the years. We had at the company a team of pre-sales folks who would give presentations on the road and inevitably leave a cable, maybe two behind on every single trip, plugged in at the prospective client site into their projector. It just every single trip. Plus we had any in-office staff who would leave their power cable at home, drop it in the snow. Living in Minneapolis, definitely a common occurrence. Break an adapter, step on it, their cat chewed through it. They just want a spare so they weren't toting all their cables between locations, which I totally understood that one. I definitely issued myself a full set of everything that I needed for both home and work. And it was great. But everyone would come to my desk and they'd be like, "Hey, Jess, I need a new dongle." I don't know if this was just like the hot word for peripheral that plugs into your computer in 2014, 2015, 2016, but I'd ask them to elaborate and they'd say, a dongle. I just need a dongle for my computer. What am I supposed to do with that? One, I don't know. And two, I'm not a mind reader. Like, tell me the exact thing that you would like, a power cable, and which model computer that you have so I get the right one out of the supply cabinet. Do you need an Ethernet adapter? Did you leave your DVI and VGA adapters back at the client? Like, tell me what it is that you need and I'll get it for you. But like, truly, it's been over 10 years and the word dongle still makes my skin crawl. What I would not have given for people to just say, "I need an adapter," and we can have a conversation from there. Eventually what I ended up doing, and maybe this is something you might consider, Laura, and anybody out there who is responsible for cable and peripheral management and issuance, is I made a laminated sheet that just looked like a menu. Like, here are all the different things I have in my storage cabinet. When you say dongle, when you say adapter, here are all of the things that you could mean. We definitely had to implement a inventory of who was taking what. Things were a little bit loosey-goosey before I had a lockable supply closet. But eventually, assets would be charged to budgetary departments, and the same SDRs couldn't just come to my desk every week and get a new power cable or a new Ethernet adapter. But yeah, having the laminated sheet with the menu of everything that I had available, and like, people just insisted everything fell under the generic dongle. Like, just it doesn't. Anytime anybody would say the word dongle once to me and could not elaborate what they actually meant or wanted, I would just hand them the sheet. Like, eventually people started coming up, "Hey, Jess, can I see your menu again? I need a new something, and I don't know what it is. Worked like a charm at keeping my eye roll count to a minimum. I am a very sassy person from time to time, and definitely wear my heart on my sleeve and on my face. Sometimes it would take all of my willpower not to eye roll right in somebody's face, especially if they're coming at me every week asking for a new dongle. Definitely kept my sass in check a little bit and really helped to educate the employee that dongle is a catch-all term. And no, I can't just get you a dongle. You have to tell me which specific one you want. Laura, I hope that helps. I'd love to know from any of you out there listening what your pet peeves are in the office, no matter how big or how small, because, oh dang, have I got more to share in the coming months. If 2025 goes the way that I hope it does, I will be spending a bit more time in the office, which is a really big change for me. Plus, I've been fully remote since 2016, and the office in question for 2025 and beyond is in another time zone. Big things are happening in my little corner of the world, and I cannot wait to share them with you. As always, I thank you for listening. That's everything for this week. I would love to hear from you. Comments, questions, thoughts, concerns at askanassistant.com. If you're feeling fancy, a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and or Spotify would mean the world. And until next week, take care.